Hello, welcome back to the channel. It's episode 2, kind of, officially I guess, but it's the first match of the Premier League season. It's Huddersfield Town's first match in the top flight in over 4 decades. You can see behind me a beautiful Bournemouth pier. The game has been moved to a Monday evening, so we're just pre-match here on the coast, down in the beautiful city, the beautiful resort of Bournemouth, hoping to leave here with 3 points on day 1 of the league. Let's get right to it. We've got a couple of transfers to tell you about, and then this big opening match. Straight into the transfers then. As you can see, 2 players coming in. There's a few gone out on loan on the other side as well, but we didn't have any money, as we saw in the first episode. Very small wage budget left as well. Of course, we're coming in after Steve Mounier, after Laurent Depoitre and Tom Ince and Aaron Moy, and all these guys have already come into the club, so we had no money. So I was looking just to bolster the squad a little bit. Midfield's a little bit light, especially with the injury to Alex Pritchard, which keeps him out until the new year. So we have gone in looking for free transfers for loan players. Spent a lot of time in there looking. We picked up this guy, Roberto Trachoras. Now I'm familiar with him anyway because he started his career, if we scroll down here, and he started his career at Barcelona. He's had time with Numancia, a little bit of time at Real Madrid as well, Las Palmas, Celta de Vigo, Rayo Vallecano is where he last was, and we got him in. I mean, look at him. He looks quality. He's coming at 3-star ability. His passing's phenomenal. First touch, his technique, the decision making, the flair, the vision, it's all there. The physicals obviously aren't. The guy's 36, but he's coming. He's valued at 1.2 million. So that's euros again. Still haven't changed that. I will do that in a minute. But yeah, it was one of those where there were clubs interested, and I thought, do you know what? I want him. I know you can see he's on a 3-year contract, which for a 36-year-old is probably not great, but I'm kind of hoping that he either retires before that contract runs out, or maybe jumps into the backroom staff, or maybe he ends up being bought. You never know, do you? But as long as those technical and mental stats don't go down, he'll be good for half an hour, 20 minutes at the end of a game when we need him maybe, or he can come on and start, play 50, 60 minutes. I think we'll get some real quality out of him, and he's had a reasonably good pre-season as well, so I'm really happy to get him on board. I really think he's going to add a lot of experience. He's also tutoring one of our players as well. I think he was tutoring Regan Booty, and as you can see, Regan Booty's gone out on loan to Hartlepool, so that has cancelled that one, so I'll probably get him on someone else in a little while. While we're down here in Bournemouth, we're bringing back Jake Hesketh from just along the coast in Southampton. He's come in on loan. He likes to play behind the strikers, which is great because Alex Pritchard is out injured, as we say, and he can play central midfield and he can play behind the front man. So at 21 years of age, I liked his determination. His physicals are not brilliant, but I think we can do something with him. He's only played 1 friendly for us, but he did score. He did get an assist. He got a 9 and was man of the match. So it was a really promising start, and I'm really looking forward to seeing if we can develop this guy a little bit. Maybe look to bring him in permanently a little bit further down the line. He is potentially 4-star player, so he's definitely one that we can work with, I think. In that first video then, we did say I wasn't going to show you the staff because I was going to get rid of a lot of them and bring in a whole new back room, and we did. We brought in a new assistant manager. If we have a look at the coaching team, so it's David Byrne. He's come in. He just, as an assistant manager, just looks really good. He was about the best I could find, to be fair, that we could afford. But he's good with the youngsters. His man management's decent as well, which the player ability and player potential stats I'm not that bothered about for the assistant manager, to be honest, because he's not really going to do any scouting for me. So that man management is pretty good. The adaptability, of course, is good as well. The motivating, so when I do ask him to maybe have the individual team talks, or if he intervenes in a contract dispute, things like that, he should be able to handle that quite well. So I'm quite happy with that. We've brought in quite a lot. This guy I was quite pleased to get, Paul McGuinness. Just look at him. Look at how good he is. He's brilliant defensive and technical coach. Brilliant youth coach as well, and his man management is excellent. Everything about him is just fantastic. So to get him in, I am absolutely delighted. Anyone else? The others are just, well, Tony Parks, absolute legend, legend in the game. Tony Parks, isn't he? One of the best goalkeeping coaches out there. Can't believe he's unattached since he was at Aston Villa. I'm aware you possibly can't quite see all of this. But as a player, he's just taken in dozens of clubs. But yeah, one of the best goalkeeping coaches out there. Can't believe we've managed to get him in. He should help Jonas Lörsel, Joel Coleman, and the guys get on there superbly well. So let's have a look. The medical team, is there anyone I really want to single out there? Not especially. It's just the usual, isn't it? You bring them in, and they're better than what you had, and that's kind of the point. Mika Denny, he was a good-looking data analyst. We brought him in. He's gone 21 now. He was 20 when we brought him in. He's come in as the chief data analyst. Again, just fantastic in his area there of data analysis. Really good addition. Carlos Paniza, Spanish scout, obviously knowledgeable in his home country, but fabulous stats as well. And yeah, there's just a lot of good staff that we've brought in. And if we have a look at the overview, I mean, we're still below average in most categories, but it's coming along nicely. And hopefully as we progress, we'll be able to attract better and better staff, and we can develop it. I have tried to improve facilities, but the board are having none of it at the minute, so that is not something that we're going to be able to address. So we'll just have a quick look at the Premier League as a whole. We've had matches. We are the last match. It's Monday. It's the 14th of August 2017. So we have had results. So let's click through to them. So there was a Friday game. Manchester United beat Swansea 3-0. Then on the Saturday, Arsenal smashed Manchester City 4-1. Leicester beat West Brom 4-2. So West Brom potentially going to struggle as well. Liverpool dropped points at Southampton. Watford won at Brighton. Then you've had Chelsea being held at home to Burnley. And Newcastle did beat Tottenham. So it comes to us to round out week 1. And I am reasonably confident that we can do this. So the League Cup second round, our objective, our aim from the board is to get to the third round. So we just have to get through this match and we achieve that objective, and we've been drawn away at League 1 Scunthorpe. So potential banana skin, but we don't really have a squad that we can rotate out and bring in a load of reserves. So it's going to be a strong team that we put out there, and I'm hoping they get the job done and we can get through, because I've kind of got my eye on a League Cup run rather than an FA Cup run. This is a trophy I want to get deep into. We've had a decent pre-season. As you can see, we lost the first game at home to Brøndby. Steve Mounier did score for us, but the Danish side ran out with the win. We played a different formation in that one, and then we switched to the tactic that we're going to use today for the rest of the pre-season, and it paid dividends. 3-0 wins against Guiseley, Brighouse Town and FC Eindhoven. 4-0 win against FC Lisse, and then a brilliant 4-2 win against Eredivisie side Excelsior. Okay, not the best Eredivisie side, but they're still a top flight side in Holland, and it was a brilliant match. Laurent Depoitre scored for us. He's had a superb pre-season. You can see there he's got 4 goals in his last 3 matches. Not enough to get him in the starting lineup today though. Scott Malone scored as well, a brilliant goal. Sean Scannell and Jake Hesketh in that game that I told you about scored 1, made 1 and got man of the match. We were 2-1 down, and then we scored 3 goals in 25 minutes to seal the win. It was a brilliant game. It was end-to-end. It was a real ding-dong battle. It was a really good way to come into the season, because it showed that we can come back when we are losing. So today we are just going to have the Bournemouth game. We're not going to do West Ham as well, because we've had to, we just had to go over what we've done in the summer. But I am really excited to get this going now. Let's do this. One theme of pre-season, just before we get to the tactics, one theme of pre-season has been injuries, and it's just been unbelievable. Jonathan Hogg and Alex Pritchard are injured at the start of the game, of course. At the moment, we're also without Philip Billing, Florian Haderjanai, Chris Lerver and Rahi van La Parra. They've just been dropping like flies. We've had more players than that injured that have come back. Danny Williams was out for a little while. He's come back. Who else did we have? We've just had players out injured. It's been so frustrating. So it does hamstring us a little bit. We don't have a massive squad. We can't afford for any more injuries to be piling up. But this is the tactic we're going with. Now, I reckon if you've been watching the Barcelona series, you're probably quite happy to see us go away from the 4-3-3 that we used there. We've gone for a 4-2-3-1 attack formation. This is one that was emailed to me by Jonathan Steele. I think I've tweaked it a little bit just to suit the players that we've got, but this is largely your tactic, Jonathan. So if you're still watching the channel, I'm hoping this will work for us today. So we've got Jonas Lörsel in goal, Terence Congolo at left back, Schindler and Zanka in the centre of defence, Tommy Smith at right back, and then Roberto Trasoras, who you can see is at 68% sharpness. He has been injured as well. He's not long come back. Aaron Moy as well alongside him, and then it's Abdel Hamid Sabiri, Jake Hesketh and Tom Ince with Steve Mounier up top. I am really looking forward to this match. Bournemouth have got a few injuries as well. Callum Wilson's out. Josh King is doubtful, so I'm hoping he doesn't play, but I'm guessing he probably will. But let's get to this, because I am itching to get this season going. It's a 4-4-1-1 from our host today, and Josh King does play. He does start. I don't think he'll see the game out, but it's a really good squad, isn't it, from Bournemouth? Experience of Asmir Begovic and Steve Cook and Simon Francis. He got Nathan Ake and Charlie Daniels, Dan Gosling, Harry Arter, Ryan Fraser, Mark Pugh, Josh King and Jermaine Defoe up top. It is going to be a tough game. I'm really excited to get to it. We may well get outnumbered in midfield, possibly with the 4-2-3-1, but hopefully we can catch them unawares today and get a point at least. But I want 3 points today. I want to get off to a winning start. So we're passionately going to say, I know we're the underdogs, but go on, get out there, give the fans a performance to cheer for. That's likely going to be our team talk for most of the season, to be honest. We've got Aaron Moy looking stressed. Come on, Aaron, you can do this, mate. But let's get out there, let's do this. Come on, boys, come on, Huddersfield. So the camera zooms in and the players coming out of the tunnel and the pre-match lineups, and Dean Court is full on opening day. A beautiful day on the south coast and a beautiful August Monday evening, and we are away straight away. Oh, we could be in. Tom Ince. Oh, flag is up. Tommy Smith takes a throw in, but it doesn't reach Trasoras. Here's Josh King, who is still carrying his injury a little bit, and Defoe's got in behind. Jermaine Defoe, and he's fired it wide. Throwing for Charlie Daniels. This has been an awful match so far. We're doing well with the possession. We're just edging it at the minute, but Francis is in. He's missed a really big chance. This is not one the Sky cameras will be happy with at the moment. Here's Tommy Smith, Hesketh. We've not shown anything really going forward at the minute, and the cross is headed away, and Defoe can launch Bournemouth here. Here's Ryan Fraser. Oh, down the line for Francis. Get across to him. Come on, get across to him. The cross comes in. Josh King with the header. Saved well by Lursel, and Trashorus has put it out for the corner, which will be taken by Ryan Fraser. In it goes, and Pugh fires into the side netting. Goalless at half-time and virtually highlightless as well. It's been a really, really awful opening game so far. The Sky cameras won't be back to view either team anytime soon, that is for sure. This is the dilemma now. I mean, as manager in my previous series, I've kind of been in charge of big clubs. It's been Leverkusen and Marseille and Inter and then Barca. And if you're not performing well, you can roast your players and you can tell them to get out there. But we are the underdogs in every game that we're going to play this season, except when it comes to the League Cup game against Scunthorpe. So I've kind of got to tread carefully here. So what I'm going to say, I'm going to remain calm, and I'm going to say nobody is expecting anything from us today. No, I don't want to say go and play without pressure, because that would not. I don't know. I think I'm going to stick with the underdogs one, to be honest, because. And look at that, Aaron Moyes gained confidence. That team talk stressed him out in a pre-match. It's helped him this time. Because, yeah, if we'd come away... I know I said I think we can get the win, and I'm quietly confident that we can, and I still kind of am. I think we can nick it here. I'm not going to be disappointed with a point at Bournemouth on the opening day. Definitely not. Any point away from home when you're going to be in a relegation battle is a massive point. Let's face it. I mean... Chances are Bournemouth could well be down there before us. In the pre-match team talk, I said Bournemouth will be fighting relegation, I think, and Eddie Howe agreed. It was quite a pessimistic response from him, actually. He kind of said they were going to go down. So I'm hoping to pile some early pressure on them here. But here's Jermaine Defoe. Now Josh King. Oh, and Dan Gosling's broken through, and he's fired way off target. Here's Schindler back to Jonas Lursel. Big thump forward from the Danish keeper. It's a bit swamped in midfield here. Here's Francis now, though, and Ryan Fraser to Gosling. First time. Oh, it's a brilliant move, but Defoe was offside again. So we've just had a little tactical switch go through. We've just dropped the defensive line back a little bit. It was set to normal, but I thought they were getting in quite a lot here as Hesketh has fired over. If he'd squared that, Mounier was in, wasn't he? But yeah, they've got in a little bit behind us, Jermaine Defoe especially, so we've just dropped that line down a little bit as Sabiri fires over, and just hope that Defoe's pace doesn't put us to the sword now. It's ticking away, this clock, as we've got a free kick now, and Moy lifts it in, but it's straight into the arms of Asmir Begovic. I don't think that went down as a shot. I hope not. Anyway, Zanka with the header. Aaron Moy can only head it to Mark Pugh, though. Here he goes. Zanka does brilliantly, though, to shut him down. And Roberto Trashorus lifts it forward, but we're penned in here. It's Josh King onto his right foot, and he's fired way over. Harriata in midfield out to Ryan Fraser. So we've made a couple of changes, which we'll tell you about in a minute, as Defoe tries to get in behind here, and he's pulled it back to King on the volley, and it's over the bar from Josh King. So Danny Williams has come on for Roberto Trashorus, and we've brought Elias Kachunga on as well for Abdelhamid Sabiri. Tommy Smith here to Hesketh, Tom Ince. This is a bit of a better spell of possession. We're dominating possession, but we haven't really seen it in the highlights, have we, so far? As Hesketh plays it down looking for Ince. He gets to it, pulls it across, and there is Steve Mounier to score on his debut, to score our first goal of the season. What a time to score it. It's a brilliant move. It's our only real attack of the match. And it's a brilliant little spell of possession. It's a brilliant little move. And what a great finish at the near post from Steve Mounier. Harriata, Pugh, Gosling, can they get an immediate reply? Defoe back to Dan Gosling, and they can get that immediate reply. He couldn't really miss. Dan Gosling is a deserved equaliser. They will feel they should be in front as well, to be honest. It's a really, really well-worked goal. Gosling here played it forward to Defoe, and he turns it round the corner back to Gosling, and he leaves Jonas Lursel on his behind. Jonas Lursel to take this free kick out to Tommy Smith. Lauren Depoitre has come on for Steve Mounier, and we've also gone to wingers from inside forward. So Tom Ince has gone over to the left. Elias Kachunga here now on the right. Here's Aaron Moy. We're still with the 4-2-3-1. We're not interested in protecting what we've got. I think there's a winner in it for us here, but it could be coming for Bournemouth. It's Pugh. Oh, he's gone for goal. Last minute then, we're going into 4 minutes of stoppage time. Here's Jake Hesketh, had an awful match. De Poitras, oh, he's going to close Begovic down. Cleared away. Here's Mark Pugh, forward for Defoe. Don't mind him being out there on the left. Oh, why have we been caught so much? It's Ryan Fraser. He should have scored that. Less than 30 seconds to go. Are we getting a very, very good away point on our Premier League debuts here? It's Mark Pugh to Dan Gosling. Long range shot, and Jonas Lörsel have palmed it away. And Congolo gets in and steals the ball. Danny Williams. Oh no, we've let it go again, and it's dropped to Gosling. He's fired over, but that should be... Oh, that took a deflection off Christopher Schindler, apparently. And it's Schindler there who gets it away. And that is it. We have got the point. And it is a massive FM job, that really is. We've scored our only shot on goal. They've had 20 shots, but only put 6 on target. So Jonas Lörsel has had a really good debut for us, only letting in 1 out of the 6 shots that he's had to save. I'm really, really pleased with that. Yes, again, I said at the start of the video, I think we can win the game. We took the lead. We pegged back pretty quickly as soon as, 5 minutes after we scored. But a draw at an established Premier League club on day 1 is absolutely superb. If we can follow that up now with a good result against West Ham and then get through against Scunthorpe, the confidence in the squad is going to be flying. So let's get into the boys. We're going to calmly say, you've proved a lot of people wrong. It wasn't a brilliant performance from us going forward, but we're away from home. We're the underdogs. We're always going to be the underdogs. We've got to get into that mentality now in this series, at least for the first season. Hopefully, another season in the Premier League after that. We've got to get into the mentality that we're not in charge of the big dogs anymore. We are scrapping for every single point. That is why I'm really excited to get this series going, because I want to be down there. I want to be scrapping for. It's brilliant to be fighting for league titles and for trophies, but I want to be scrapping. I want those nerves. I want that tension. I want to be down at that bottom end, scrapping for your very lives in the division. That's really going to give me the buzz for this series, and I cannot wait to get deeper into it. There we have it then, a fabulous result to start our season with. It puts us in 9th place. Can we end the season now, please? We're ahead of Liverpool. We're just below Chelsea. I will take that. So yeah, we've got West Ham, who lost on the opening... Oh no, they got a draw, didn't they? Sorry, I was reading that wrong. They got a draw as well on the opening day. Awful lot of draws on the opening day. Only 5 teams won games. The other 10 all drew. So it's a fabulous, fabulous result. Let's have a look at the scheduling, because I've not looked too far ahead. I'm not 100% sure what we're going to do as the next game. The temptation, obviously, is to do games against the big boys, the games against Chelsea and Manchester United and Tottenham and Liverpool. But they're not the teams that are going to be around us in the division, are they? They're not the teams that we're battling against this season. And to be fair, we'll be cannon fodder for most of them. So I'll do 1 or 2 of them for sure. But the way I see it is, I don't really see the point of doing that Chelsea game in September, because it's at home, but I just don't. It seems a little bit empty for this series. I think what we should probably be doing is maybe the Crystal Palace home game down here. I think that's the one that we'll probably look to do. We'll get a home game on the channel next, and I think that one is one that we can do, because I'm assuming Palace will be down there with us at the time. But with West Ham at home, we've got a couple of tough trips to Leicester and Southampton, and a game against Chelsea as well. So we'll have a little bit more of a clearer indication of where we are. We'll have a good idea of how the league is starting to shape up, because we'll be 5 games in. That will be match day 6. So yeah, I think that's a really good one to come back with. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. The second half was definitely an improvement on the first there, I think. Brilliant result. Really happy with the point away from home to start the season, and I cannot wait for episode 3 and Crystal Palace at home. I hope you'll be back for it, guys. As always, if you come across any players that you think are going to help, any staff that you think are going to help, I can sign them. I can do it. It's down to me now. I am in charge of that sort of thing. So yeah, let me know. You can tell I'm a lot happier than I have been during that Barcelona, last season at Barcelona. I'm so happy now. So yeah, Drop a like as always, guys, and subscribe. Turn on the notification. You know what to do. And I will see you very, very soon for Palace at home. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.